What is going on, everybody? Brandon here, aka Brawadis. First and foremost, let me just say, I know it's been a really long time since I made a video on this channel. I've been putting a lot of focus and a lot of effort into my main channel, but don't worry, I didn't forget about this channel. So thank you to everybody who's sticking with me, and thank you to everybody who's watching this video right now. So this morning I woke up and I don't know why. I mean, I guess this is me every day, not just today, but my whole brain was just like basketball. I don't know why. I was just like today I just love basketball even more than I did before. So I don't know why that happened. So, I woke up, all I cared about was basketball, and I watched a lot of the games today. There were 9 games today. So I figured, I'm about to go play basketball. Don't worry, I already have my shorts on, my double socks and everything. But before I go play basketball, I watched so many games today. I'm in the mood to talk about them. So I figured, let me make a quick little video to recap the 9 games today. There were a lot of, I guess, shocking games today, and there were a lot of not so shocking games, such as the Spurs demolishing the Nets. So we're going to start from top to bottom. The first game on tonight's slate was the Wizards, who faced off against the Hornets in Charlotte. The Wizards have been really hot. I think they're, correct me if I'm wrong, 17-7 in their last 24 games. I know the Wizards started off really bad. They were right there with the Suns at the bottom of the standings. Wizards obviously in the East, Suns in the West, but they were right on par with each other. Really bad. And John Wall has taken it to a whole nother level. I gotta give props to Markieff Morris. No, I don't like the dude, but he's been playing really good recently. Gortat has been consistent for them. He won't give you 20 and 20, but at the same time, he'll give you like 10 and 10 every single game. Beal has been decent. Otto Porter has been stepping up. So the Wizards have actually looked really good so far this past like 2 months. So they won in Charlotte, and they're playing impressive recently. I watch a lot of the Wizards games for whatever reason. I don't know. I like watching John Wall play, and it seems like they win every single one that I watch. Charlotte didn't look too bad. I like Kemba Walker, but they just came out pretty flat. They made a late push. I was watching the end of that game. They made a late push. They kept it close in the fourth, but just slipped away. The next game, like I said, there were a lot of surprises today, but there were also a lot of not so surprising games. The Spurs, they went into Brooklyn and they killed the Nets. They won by almost 30 points, 26 points. They didn't have Kawhi, they didn't have Tony Parker, they didn't have Ginobili, but it didn't matter. You already know the Spurs. They could literally rest whoever they want on any given night and still win the game. Don't ask me how they do it. It starts with the front office, goes down to Popovich, all the way down to their players. They just know how to win. So really quick, because I want to see, I think Aldridge, Patty Mills had 20. Yeah, so no one really stood out. Again, they just played as a team. They won. Brooklyn had a couple of people out too, but honestly, it sucks to be a Brooklyn fan. They're, 9-35 this year. 9 wins and 35 losses. By far the worst team in the NBA, and they don't have their pick. I mean, no offense, if you're a Brooklyn Nets fan, first of all, I'll give you props, because a lot of people would be bandwagons and jump off the team. So if you're still a Nets fan, I give you props. But yeah, that future is looking really rough. Spurs continue doing it the Spurs way. They keep winning games, going quietly. Nobody's really talking about them. Everybody's Warriors this, Warriors that, Cavs this, Cavs that, and the Spurs are quietly just putting up another great season. Next game, Clippers and Hawks. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get to watch this one. I was watching all the other games, but so the Clippers win. So I guess Clippers haven't been doing bad without Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, which is surprising, because you figure any other team, you lose Chris Paul and Blake, those are 2 all-stars, that your team would suffer a little. I mean, Atlanta's a good team. They went in Atlanta on the road. They beat Bazemore put up 25 somehow. Dwight had a decent game. Millsap's always consistent. Oh, Millsap almost had a triple-double. So who? Oh, Austin Rivers, coach's son, had 27 points. Yeah, the Clippers, I mean, I want to see what they could do when healthy, because obviously when they were healthy 100%, when the season started with Blake, Chris Paul, and DeAndre, they started off hot. They looked like the best team in the league for the first couple weeks, and they cooled down a little. Now they're injured, and they still look good. So I want to see what they could do fully healthy. So the Clippers win. Next game. I mentioned surprises, right? So the Miami Heat beat the Golden State Warriors tonight. Now, I was watching a lot of this game because, I was scrolling through the channels and I was like, oh shit, the Heat are up by 10 against Golden State in the fourth. But there were like 6 minutes left, so I'm like, okay, obviously Golden State's going to come back. You know, three-point shooting, Steph's going to catch fire, Durant's going to catch fire, Draymond's going to give them those passes. That's what I thought. So, you know, I'm watching. You know, Waiters is going off. Dragic is having a decent game. Luke Babbitt hit like 3 threes in the time I was watching. But, you know, then I saw the Warriors. They started coming back. And they tied the game with 10 seconds left. So I was like, okay, of course, they're going to go to overtime and win, right? 10 seconds left. Miami had no timeouts left, so they couldn't even inbound the ball. They just had it. Give it to Waiters. Waiters, kind of a little shake, step back in Klay Thompson's face, hit the three, not at the buzzer. There was like 0.6 left. Steph Curry missed the shot after the 0.6, but Dion Waiters hit the game winner. He had 33 points today. That's back-to-back games for Waiters with 33 points. Now, I had someone tweet to me after the game. I guess he was a Heat fan. He was like, bro, Waiters is like Wade. He said Dion Waiters is like Dwayne Wade, but he has a better jump shot. I don't know about all that. You might be getting a little too ahead of yourself if you're watching this video. He's not like Dwayne Wade, but I give him that. Today, he played a great game. The Heat have been playing good recently. They've won 4 in a row. So it's a trap game for the Warriors. You know, they're going into Miami. Miami had no Josh Richardson, no Justice Winslow, obviously, no Tyler Johnson. I think Johnson was out. Let me double check. Yeah, Tyler Johnson was out too. Derek Williams didn't play. So, you know, there's a trap game for Golden State. And Waiters comes out of nowhere, 33. Whiteside, I don't know, 10 points. He's been kind of shaky these past couple weeks. And this is the first time the Warriors lost when Durant, Klay, and Steph all scored 20 plus. So, I mean, hats off to the Heat. They've been playing really well recently. For Warrior fans, obviously you don't sweat it. You can't win every single game. You can't go 82-0. So, obviously, they're going to drop some games that they should win. And tonight was one of those games. Dion Waiters put on a show. It was nice to watch in the fourth quarter. Next game, Sacramento and Detroit. Both these teams have been cold. The Kings, for a while, had that 8th spot. They were the 8th seed in the West for a little while. And then, oh yeah, see, it says right here, the Kings were on a 5-game losing streak. I've noticed they've been dropping a lot of games. That last game in Chicago, though, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. When Cousins, I guess, fouled Wade, they shouldn't have lost that game. That wasn't a foul on Cousins, so I don't know how the refs called that. But today, Cousins went off again. 22 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. Pistons had no answer for him. So, I don't know what's going on with the Pistons, honestly. They're too talented to be this bad. They have Reggie Jackson, Caldwell Pope. Drummond hasn't been playing too well this season. Tobias Harris is good 6-man. Marcus Morris has been playing good this year, too. I don't think the Pistons have too much players to be this bad. I think the Pistons are going to pick it up soon. They should be a playoff team in the East. If they miss the playoffs, it's got to be coaching or something because their players aren't that bad for them to be this bad. Kings, nice win on the road to snap a 5-game losing streak. This next game, Milwaukee beats Houston. So you have, in the same night, the Warriors and the Rockets losing. And the Bucks dropped 127 points on the Rockets, which is, I mean, the Rockets don't have the best defense, but anytime a team drops 127, they're probably on fire. I watched a lot of I love watching Giannis. I love watching Giannis play. It's crazy because he's my age. So I'm watching him play like, really? So I do watch a lot of Milwaukee Buck games. So I was watching a lot of this game. What did Giannis finish with? He had 31 points, 7 rebounds. Harden, obviously, another monster game. He almost had a triple-double. Beverly's been playing nice, too. Capella's obviously back from injury. I don't know. The Rockets, obviously, they've been really, really impressive this season. They lost this game. Yeah, that's cool. But just like the Warriors game, Rocket fans, don't sweat it. The Rockets have been impressive this season. What Mike D'Antoni has done, first of all, he's a possible Coach of the Year candidate. But what he has done in Houston, me being a Suns fan, look, I might have been too young to watch a lot of the 2006-2007 Suns, but from what I have seen, the Rockets remind me a lot of that team, man. That's not a bad position to be in. So Rocket fans, don't worry. It's going to be a good season for you guys. Playoff team, obviously top 3 team. Jabari had a really good game too. 28, 8, and 7. Milwaukee's been decent this year. They're going to make the playoffs for sure, bearing some meltdown after the All-Star break. And it'll be interesting to see if they can avoid Cleveland in that first round. If Milwaukee can get up from the 8th seed, maybe finish like 4th or 5th, they could possibly win a series this season. I don't know. We'll see. So that's a nice win for Milwaukee, beating a really good team in Houston. Cleveland versus New Orleans. Did I mention there were a few surprises in today's NBA slate? So the Pelicans, without Anthony Davis, okay, playing against Cleveland. And Cleveland's been shaky recently. They've been losing a lot of games. So what if I told you that the Pelicans were without Anthony Davis, their best player? The Cavs got almost 50 points from Kyrie Irving. He had 49. They got 22 points from Kevin Love. And they got a triple-double from the King, LeBron James. And I told you they still lost this game. Would you believe me? That sounds crazy, right? Irving put up 49. LeBron got a triple-double. And they still lost the game. How, you might ask? Well, because Terrence fucking Jones comes out of nowhere. Let me check his exact stats. I think he had 34, 10, and let me check. He had 36 points, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks. Shit, Drew Holiday had 33 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals. This is another one of those trap games I was talking about. Just like the Warriors, they go into Miami, you know, they're like, oh, easy win. We're facing off against a bad team. Same with the Cavs. They probably went into New Orleans. They're like, okay, easy win, bad team, and no Anthony Davis. It's just the bad teams. No disrespect to anybody, to anyone on that team, obviously. But when I say bad team, I just mean low in the standings. Those are when bad teams catch you off guard all the time. Teams like, trust me, I'm a Suns fan. We're a bad team. We are officially classified as a bad team. We win these games all types of times. Just yesterday, we won in Toronto. So, New Orleans, I was watching a lot of this game. Terrence Jones, he looked like a whole new man. Anthony Davis, who? No, I'm just joking. Cash Nasty was actually at this game, so I feel bad for him. He went to see LeBron, obviously his favorite player. He might be a little too in love with him like I am with Devin Booker. But he went to see him play, and Terrence Jones goes out and ruins his night. Drew Holiday had a really good game. I don't know. The Cavs, obviously, like I said about Houston and Golden State, if you're a Cavs fan, you have nothing to worry about. They're going to be #1 seed in the East. They're going to 99.99999% chance go to the NBA Finals. But this past stretch, these past like 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know. The Cavs just haven't really looked that sharp, I guess. But like I said, no worries. The Cavs, best team in the East, and they're most likely going to go to the NBA Finals. It's just a regular season stretch. I'm pretty sure LeBron could care less about the regular season. He really doesn't give a shit about how many wins or losses as long as he gets to the finals. So, 2 more games for tonight. I know I have a lot of Knicks fans that watch my videos, at least on my main channel. I don't know about my NBA one, but the Knicks actually didn't lose a close game. How surprising is that? The New York Knicks actually won a game that was close. Shout out to the Knicks. It was tied 103-103 with like a minute left. And you already know what was going through all these Knicks fans' heads. Were like, oh shit, you know, we lost to Washington in a close game. We lost to the Suns in a close game. Is this really going to happen again? I even had one of my friends, actually I follow a lot of Knicks fans that watch my videos. Shout out to D's Knicks. Shout out obviously Matt, the Knicks fan. They were tweeting, they were like, okay, you all know what's going to happen. Knicks are going to lose in a close one. But no, they came out clutch. D-Rose. Wait, hold on. Yeah, D-Rose had 23 and 6. Carmelo had 20. Okay, look. The reason I paused is because I look at Joakim Noah. What the hell happened to that man? The dude just can't play. Okay, whatever. I'll save that for a whole other topic. I don't need to. I'm not even gonna get into Joakim Noah. How like rapidly he has declined ever since his good years in Chicago. That should be like a whole other video. But yeah, shout out to the Knicks. Pacers played a good game. Paul George had 31, 7, and 3. Bro, to me, in my opinion, Miles Turner is one of the most underrated players in the game. No one really talks about him. And then that draft class, obviously with D'Angelo Russell, Devin Booker, all those pieces, no one really talks about Miles Turner. But I think he was a steal. The Pacers got him. He had 22 and 10 tonight. Jeff Teague was really off. He only put up 7 points. Monte Ellis got hurt. He left the game. Thad Young only had 5. So, I mean, but it is nice to see Paul George put up 31 because he's been playing, I don't want to say bad this season, but up to Paul George standards, not that good. So, I mean, nice win for New York. Everybody thought they were going to collapse at the end because they have their struggles with close games, just like my Phoenix Suns do. But shout out to them. They came out, pulled it out. I know a lot of Knicks fans were actually upset because after they've gone on this really bad stretch, I think they were 3-13 in their last 16 games. A lot of Knicks fans actually wanted them to tank and get a top 3 pick, but they won this game. So there they have it. Last game of the night. The reason this video is going up so late is because I was watching that last game. Westbrook against Utah. OKC against the Jazz. Do I even have to say it? Westbrook, another triple-double. Another one. And honestly, I was watching because I watched a lot of this game. The first 3 quarters, it looked like Westbrook was pretty much contained. Utah, they have really good defense. It's hard to play good in Utah. So, you know, I think Westbrook had like 24, 6, and 8 in after 3 quarters. And you're like, okay, that's a good line. But for Westbrook, he could do better. He answered. By the end of the game, he had 38 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 steals. He did have 6 turnovers, but when you have the ball in your hands that much, you're going to guarantee turnover that many times. Oladipo had 18. No, Westbrook came up clutch. He hit the game-winning shot. I swear, when he was bringing the ball up the court, I was like, Westbrook, please don't go for 3. Because OKC fans know this season, Westbrook, for whatever reason, has a tendency to, when it's a close game and they need a clutch shot, instead of getting to the rim and attacking, he tends to go for 3 for whatever reason. So it's nice to see, although today he didn't attack the rim, he got a little closer, he shot the mid-range, which is his spot. He loves that mid-range jumper. So I think that's refreshing for OKC fans to see that Westbrook, you know, is learning. Because at the same time, as good as he is, as much of a monster as he is, as much of an all-star starter that he should have been, he's still young. He's not even 30 years old. So he's still learning the game. As crazy as that sounds, he is still learning. So it's nice to see him take that step. Utah, look, they lost this game, but I want to say one thing about Utah. I really like that team. I think they're really underrated. You never hear anybody talk about the Utah Jazz. You know, oh, who are the Jazz? You know, that's boring. Oh, Gordon Hayward, blah, blah, blah. No, Utah is underrated. I think they have a really nice core, and they have a good mix of young players and some vets. They have Boris Diaw, Joe Johnson, George Hill. You know, they have their vets. And then they have Rudy Gobert, Gordon Hayward. They have some nice young pieces. And they have Rodney Hood, who's obviously been out. He's been really hurt this year. But I think the Jazz, don't sleep on them. This actually could be a potential first-round matchup. OKC and Utah. I'd love to see that in the first round. They seem really evenly matched. So first-round series between these two, that would be amazing. I would love to see that. Anyways, I think that's going to close out. Tomorrow there is 6 games. My Phoenix Suns play tomorrow. We play Minnesota, so it's going to be hard to contain Karl-Anthony Towns. He's a fucking monster, but we'll see what we could do. As long as Brandon and I and Alex Len somehow don't see the floor and they don't play, we should be fine. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just figured, you know, I was about to go to the gym, but I watched so much basketball today. I wanted to share my thoughts. I might as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below for whatever game you watched. I don't know if you guys watched like 2 million games like I did tonight, but whichever game you got to watch, leave a comment down below. If your team played, how did they do? And I apologize for the absence of this channel. I love making these videos. If anybody knows me, if anyone knows Brandon Awadis, I love talking basketball. I love talking NBA. So I'm trying to get this channel going again. I was just putting so much work into my main one that I kind of like didn't really have time to maintain 2 channels. But don't worry, to everybody who stuck with me on this channel, everybody who didn't unsub, and to all my new subscribers, I love making these videos, so I look forward to making a lot more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and it's time for me to go play some basketball. Thank you so much for watching.